Good morning, everyone. Today is the third conference for 5 projects, completion of multi-purpose building, Barangay Hall, Barangay Makayahay, San Jose, Dinagat Islands, completion of multi-purpose building, Barangay Santiago, Lorito, Dinagat Islands, rehabilitation of multi-purpose building, Barangay Hall, Barangay Nabilin, Tubaho, Dinagat Islands, widening of permanent bridges, Luna Bridge along the Dinagat Road, construction of new bridges to Puran Bridge, parallel bridge along the Dinagat Road. We start with manifest the secretary for our call for return forum.
Good morning, everyone. Please say present if your name is called. Chairperson, MPO Equeza, person. Vice Chairperson, Charlemagne L. Orjimenez.
Online.
Present.
Cyril T. Aranas Jr., Rolex Edialde, Marilyn Silim.
Present.
Miriam J. Cabarce, Grace A. Milifords, Generals M. Corpus, Tindo Ace Pulancos, Nel Joseph J. Golfo,
Present.
Jezreel Bailon,
Present.
Shirel G. Bacod, present. Bizali A. Laguros, Sumbak Secretariat, Jacinto J. De Rosas Jr., Roland Clyde H. Licos, Jollibee D. Aguias, Richard A. Mangakit,
Present.
yours, Ruth A. present, Miss Melissa Esurico, Lindon T.W., March Arnda, Lordet Punostro. For the contractors, we have from Tribnell Construction, Ms. Sir Jeffrey A. Villar.
Present.
From Edison, Ediwan Son. Franz Denrex Mapalad. And from GMP Construction Corporation, Raul Montinola and Christian Borja.
Present.
Ms. Chair, please be informed that the back members are in order.
As we are in forum, we can now proceed to the private conference proper. To discuss the bidding documents, quality requirements, technical specifications, and terms and conditions of projects na request the DPWH member engineer Joseph.
Okay, good morning everyone once again. For the project completion of multipurpose building, Barangay Hall, Barangay Mahayahay, San Jose, Dinagat Islands, completion of multipurpose building, Barangay Santiago, Loreto, Dinagat Islands, rehabilitation of multipurpose building, Barangay Hall, Barangay Mabini, Tubahon, Dinagat Islands, widening of permanent bridges, Luna Bridge along Dinagat Lorito Road, and construction of new bridges, Kudkuran Bridge, Parallel Bridge along Dinagat Lorito Road. So the Department of Public Works and Highways, Dinagat Islands District Engineering Office, through the GAA FY 2026 intends to apply the sum of 79,560,000 being the approved budget for the contract to payments under the contract in the above mentioned. So the bids received in excess of the ABC shall be automatically rejected at bid opening. So for completion of multipurpose building, Barangay Hall, Barangay Mahayahay, under contract ID 26NE0013, project location is at Barangay Mahayahay, San Jose, Dinagat Islands. Scope of works is facilities for the engineer, other general requirements, earthworks, reinforced concrete, finishing and other civil works, electrical and mechanical. The ABC is 4,950,000. Contract duration, we have 150 calendar days. For the second project, we have completion of multi-purpose building, Barangay Santiago, Loreto, Dinagat Islands. with contract ID of 26NE 0014. Location, Barangay Santiago, Loreto, Dinagat Islands. Scope of works, we have facilities for the engineer, other general requirements, earthworks, reinforced concrete, finishing, and other civil works, electrical and mechanical. With ABC, with ABC of 9,990,000. Contract duration, 240 calendar days. For the third project, we have the rehabilitation of multi-purpose building, Barangay Hall, Barangay Mabini, Tubahon, Dinagat Islands, with contract ID 26NE 0015. Location, Barangay Mabini, Tubahon, Dinagat Islands. So, scope of works, we have facilities for the engineer, other general requirements, earthworks, reinforced concrete, finishing, and other civil works, electrical and mechanical. With ABC of 2,970,000. Contract duration, 120 calendar days. For the fourth project, we have the widening of permanent bridges, Luna Bridge along Dinagat Loreto Road. With contract ID 26NE 0016. So the project location is located at San Jose, Dinagat Islands. Scope of works, facilities for the engineer, other general requirements, earthworks, surface course, bridge construction, drainage, and slope protection structures, and miscellaneous structures. So with the ABC of 17,503,780 pesos with contract duration of 210 calendar days. And for the last project, we have the construction of new bridges, Kudkuran Bridge, Parallel Bridge along Dinagat Lorito Road with contract ID is 26NE 0017. Project location is at Libho, Dinagat Islands. Scope of works, facilities for the engineer, other general requirements, earthworks, sub-base course, surface course, bridge construction, drainage and slope protection structures, and miscellaneous structures with the ABC of 44,236,220 pesos. Contract duration is 210 calendar days. So prospective bidders should be registered with one registered with and classified by the Philippine Contractors Accreditation Board or PCAB with PCAB license category of small b for GB1 on contract ID 26NE0013, 26NE0014, and 26NE0015. And small b for GE1 on contract ID 26NE0016, and medium A for GE1 on contract ID 26NE0017. So the description of an eligible bidder is contained in the bidding documents, particularly in section 2. So, dinata dito sa kanilang number 5. So the complete set of bidding documents may be acquired by interested bidders on November 14 to December 4 from the address below, and upon payment of the applicable fee for the bidding documents pursuant to the latest guidelines issued by the GPPB in the amount of 5,000 pesos for the contract ID 26NE 13 and 26NE 15, and 10,000 pesos for the contract ID 26NE 14, and 25,000 pesos for the contract ID 26NE 16 and 26NE 0017. So, okay. Bids must be duly received by the Bids and Awards Committee or BAC Secretariat at the address below for manual submission or at electronic bids or at this email electronic bids Dinagat Island at dpwh.gov.ph for electronic submission on or before 10:15 a.m. of December 4, 2025. Late bids shall not be accepted. So bid opening shall be on 10:30 a.m. December 4 at back office DPWH Dinagat Islands. Dinagat Islands, DO San Jose Dinagat Islands. So bids will be opened in the presence of the bidders' representatives who chose to attend the activity. So GPPB Resolution number 15 to 2021, dated October 4, 2021, provides that failure by the bidder to update its PhilGIPS certificate of platinum membership with the current and updated Class A eligibility documents shall result in the automatic suspension of the validity of its certificate of platinum registration and membership. So, mana to siya sa invitation to bid. So, let's proceed to first project for the completion of multipurpose building, barangay hall, barangay Mahayahay, San Jose, Dinagat Islands. So, the procuring entity in DPWH Dinagat Islands District Engineering Office. The project title, completion of multipurpose building, barangay hall, barangay Mahaya, San Jose Dinagat Islands, with the contract ID of 26 NE 0013. The funding source is the GOP through the source of funding is as indicated below for FY 2026 in the amount of 5 million pesos. The source of funding is National Government Agency, the National Expenditure Program. And contracts similar to the project shall be those described as follows. So, siya, buildings, okay, paano naman siya? So, without piles, high-rise concrete. So, I will not discuss this anymore, no? Okay, nakita mo siya sa ano. Okay. So, all bidders are required to conduct an actual site validation or inspection to determine and verify all matters pertaining to the project, including but not limited to. So, the location and the nature of the contract, project, and or work. So, and then number 2, climatic conditions, transportation facilities. Number 4, nature and condition of the terrain, geological conditions at the site communication facilities, requirements, location and availability of construction aggregates and other materials, labor, water, electric power, and access roads. And lastly, number 5, other factors that may affect the cost, duration, and execution or implementation of the contract, project, or work. So, ato, i-require niyang mga contractors, no, to mo bisita sa dun sila sa site or sila mo bisita ni. And then the certification of site validation shall part of the technical documents under the first envelope. Failure to submit this certification shall render the bid non-responsive. So, sometime naman. And then okay. So the minimum work experience requirements for the key personnel are the following. So for the project manager, minimum of 5 years of similar experience, same position. For the project engineer, we have minimum of 3 years. For materials engineer, we have minimum of 3 years. Foreman, 2 years. Construction safety and health officer, 3 years. So the key personnel should meet the following number of years work experience. The experience means total years of civil works experience of any nature in construction and engineering consultancy services. Include the tax identification number of the key personnel, compliance to DO 98 series of 2016, revised guidelines and accreditation of contractors or slash consultants materials engineer. Only accredited project engineers may be assigned to DPWH projects. Subject to the following limits of assignment is in compliance to DO 169 series of 2025. For regional and district offices, we have for classification PE2, 10 contracts within the same region for simultaneous assignments but with an aggregate cost not more than 1.5 billion. PE1, 10 contracts located with the same region for simultaneous assignments, each costing not more than 150 million but with an aggregate of not more than 1 billion. And for the professional project engineer, 10 contracts located with the same region for simultaneous assignments, each costing not more than 100 million but with an aggregate cost of not more than 500 million. So the minimum major equipment requirements are the following. So for this project, we have one dump truck, one plate compactor, one concrete vibrator, one bagger mixer, one bar cutter, one bar bender, two welding machine, one cutting outfit, two cargo trucks, one backhoe, and one truck mounted crane. The ABC is 4,950,000. Any bid with a financial component exceeding this amount shall not be accepted. So same sa atong invitation. So 15. So bids will be valid for 120 days from bid opening. So the bid security shall be in the form of a bid securing declaration and choose that at least two from any of the following. So the amount of not less than 99,000 if bid security is in cash. And the amount of not less than 99,000 if bid security is in cashier's check. Number 3, the amount of not less than 99,000 if bid security is in manager's check. Number 4, the amount of not less than 247,500 if bid security is in bank draft. The amount of not less than 247,500 if bid security is in guarantee. Number 6, the amount of not less than 247,500 if a revocable letter of credit. And last, number 7, the amount of not less than 247,500 if surety bond. So the bid security shall be valid until 120 calendar days from the date set for bid opening. So the address for submission of bids is Procurement Unit, DPWH Dinagat Islands, District Engineering Office, Barangay 40, San Jose, Dinagat Islands. The deadline for submission of bids is on December 4, 2025 at 10:15 a.m. So the date and time of bid opening is December 4 at 10:30 a.m. The place of bid opening is this office, Procurement Unit. For bids to be submitted electronically or online, the following procedure should be observed following DO 87 series of 2020. So mao ni siya ang format, no? Prior to the deadline, submission of bids, the prospective bidder shall send an email with subject official receipt for contract ID sent to electronic bids _ Dinagat Islands at dpwh.gov.ph. So attach the said email is the copy of the official receipt of the purchase, bidding documents, the portable or the PDF form. So many pickup ID _ contract ID official receipt man siya ang ipangalan sa resibo. So proceed to the ano na dayon BOQ. So for the bill of quantities, we have for part A, the provision of field office for the engineer, rental basis, 5 months. Other general requirements, permits and clearances, 1 lump sum. Project billboard or signboard, 1 each. Occupational safety and health, 1 lump sum. Mobilization or demobilization is 1 lump sum. Structure excavation, common soil, 7.2 cubic meter. Embankment from roadway or structure excavation, common soil, 1.91 cubic meter. Gravel fill, 4.63 cubic meter. For reinforced concrete, we have structural concrete 3,000 PSI, Class A 28 days, 24.86 cubic meter. Reinforcing steel, deformed grade 40, 4,234.61 kilograms. Formworks and false works, 225.82 square meter. Finishing and other civil works, we have sewer line works, 1 lump sum. Storm drainage and downspout, 1 lump sum. Plumbing fixtures, 1 lump sum. Cold water lines, 1 lump sum. Ceiling, 4.5 mm metal frame, 266 square meter. Finishing hardware, 1 lump sum. Aluminum frame glass door swing type, 14.28 square meter. Owning type, 14.4 square meter. And fixed type is 33.54 square meter. For frames, we have 10 sets. Doors, wood panel, 18.9 square meter. Fabricated metal roofing for gauge roll, for gauge 26, for ridge roll or hip roll, 10 lineal meter. For flashing, we have 29.72 lineal meter. Pre-painted metal sheets with above 0.427 mm thickness na siya. Then rib type, long span, 148.6 square meter. Then waterproofing, 58 square meter. Glazed tiles and trims, 328 square meter. Unglazed tiles, 31 square meter. Cement plaster finish, 385.88 square meter. Painting works for masonry, 365.88 square meter. For wood is 28.7 square meter. And steel is 138.21 square meter. For CHB, non-load bearing, 100 mm, 116.42 square meter. For 150 mm, 86.52 square meter. So metal structure accessories, torn buckle, 8 each. For bolts and rods, 15.16 kilograms. For sag rods, 22.2 kilograms. For cross bracing, 147.23 kilograms. For steel plates, 60.53 kilograms. Structural steel trusses, 2,253.69 kilograms. For purlins, we have 994.75 kilograms. And railing is 1 lump sum. For electrical, we have conduits, boxes, and fittings, 1 lump sum. Wires and wiring devices, 1 lump sum. panel board with main and branch breakers, 1 lump sum. Lighting fixtures, 1 lump sum. And for mechanical, we have exhaust fan, ceiling cassette, 1 lump sum, exhaust fan, wall mounted, 1 set, air conditioning package split type, 1 lump sum, and fire extinguisher, 10 pounds, with ABC with bracket, 1 set. And for the perspective of this project, um, so ano siyang project site photos sa Mayahay, and then ano siyang perspective sa finish. So completion na to din siya, dito sa construction na existing na structure. And for the lump sum ng mga items, so here's the breakdown. Ay, wala siya na share screen. Saan ni Sir Derek? Okay. Okay. For the lump sum ng mga items, so mali siyang sulod. Permits and clearances, so for Bureau Fire fee, zoning fee, building permit, and professional fee. And then for finishing hardware, we have lock set, 6 sets, hinges, 24 sets, building marker, 1 set, and stainless marker, katuning sa pangalan na Barangay Hall, 1 set. So minimum requirement na discuss na. And then minimum laboratory apparatus equipment requirement, so ini. And that will be all for Mahayahay. So proceed na ako next. Okay, for okay. So the procuring entity is DPWH Dinagat Islands District Engineering Office. The project title is Completion of Multipurpose Building, Barangay Santiago, Loreto, Dinagat Islands, with contract ID of 26NE0014. So the funding source is the GOP through the source of funding as indicated below for FY 2026 in the amount of 10 million. So funding source, National Expenditure Program. So muna siyang contract similar to the project. So mga without files na siya, buildings construction. So mga oras siya sa kuan sa Mahayahay. Ang iyang mga so same ra gyapon ng key personnel. Out of 5 years for project manager, 3 years for project engineer, materials engineer, 3 years, foreman 2 years, then for health officer 3 years. Then sa mga PE, assigned same. And then for the minimum major equipment requirements, so 1 dump truck, one plate compactor, one concrete vibrator, one bagger mixer, one bar cutter, one bar bender, two welding machines, one cutting outfit, one truck mounted crane, and one backhoe. So the ABC is 9,900,000. Same way, any bid with a financial component exceeding this amount shall not be accepted. So bids will be valid for 108 days from bid opening. So for the bid security, shall be in the form of the bid securing declaration and choose at least two from any of the following. So number one, the amount not less than 198,000 if bid security is in cash. Number two, not less than 198,000 if bid security is in cashier's check. Number three, not less than 198,000 if bid security is in manager's check. Number four, not less than 495,000 if bid security is in a bank draft. Number five, not less than 495,000 if bid security is in guarantee. Number six, not less than 495,000 if a revocable letter of credit. Then number seven, not less than 495,000 if surety bond. So the bid security shall be valid until 128 calendar days from the date set for bid opening. The date and time of bid opening is December 4 at 10:30 a.m. So the place of bid opening is this office, Procurement Unit, DPWH Dinagat Islands, District Engineering Office, Barangay Parintas, Dinagat Islands. So same format, yapon kini pag mag-send through online. Ito. So, pwede ito sa iyang BOQ. Okay, for the bill of quantities for contract ID 26NE0014. For part A, facilities for the engineer, we have provision of field office for the engineer in rental basis, good for 8 months. Then part B, other general requirements, we have project billboard or signboard, one each. We have occupational safety and health, one lump sum. Mobilization, we have one lump sum. Earthworks, structure excavation, common soil, 133.2 cubic meter. Embankment from roadway or structure excavation, common soil, 125.05 cubic meter. Gravel fill, we have 6.4 cubic meter. Reinforced concrete, for part D, we have structural concrete, 3,000 PSI, class 8 days, 103.66 cubic meter. Reinforcing steel deformed, grade 40, 6,294.84 kilograms. Formworks and falseworks, we have 160.98 square meter. For finishing and other civil works, we have sewer line works, one lump sum, storm drainage and downspout, one lump sum, plumbing fixtures, one lump sum, cold water lines, one lump sum, ceiling, 4.5 mm metal frame fiber cement board, 15.22 square meter. For fascia board, 19 mm, 81.3 meters. For finishing hardware, we have one lump sum. For frames, we have two sets, For doors flash, 3.78 square meter. And for flashing, we have 138.5 lineal meters. For gutters, 81.3 lineal meter. And for the pre-painted metal sheets above 0.427 mm rib type long span, 1,162.59 square meter. Unglazed tiles, 13.24 square meter. Cement plaster finish, 368.9 square meter. For painting works for concrete, we have 871.85 square meter. For steel, 1,251.7 square meter. For CHB, non-load bearing, 100 mm, 191.45 square meter. For turnbuckle, we have 72 each. For bolts and rods, 151.92 kilograms. Sag rods, 306.3 kilograms. Cross bracing, 1,225.19 kilograms. Steel plates, 362.67 kilograms. For structural steel trusses, 13,946.7 kilograms. Purlins is 6,605.42 kilograms. For railing, one lump sum. Conduits, boxes and fittings, one lump sum. Wires and wiring devices, one lump sum. Panel board with main and branch breakers, one lump sum. Lighting fixtures, one lump sum. And for mechanical, we have exhaust fan, wall-mounted sets. So for the perspective of Barangay Santiago, so may naka-drawing na wala na-attach na kwan. So mo siyang um, project site photo dito na on-site current situation. So ang scope of work is itong roofing, structural trusses. Ano siya? Scope of works na discuss galing ha. So katong sa mga na lump sum, so, so sa minimum equipment requirement, katong gain na to ang katong at least na kuan may gi-require na mo ang naasa daw pa ng mga equipment mo to siyang gi-reflect yung tanan. So explain pa ko tanan, let's proceed to the next project. Oh, that's it. Last na, titibo na sa last. So 15. Okay, for the project, rehabilitation of multipurpose building, Barangay Hall, Barangay Mabini, Tubahon, Dinagat Islands, with contract ID 26NE0015. Funding source is FY 2026 in the amount of 3 million. Funding, the source of funding is the NEPO, National Expenditure Program. So contracts similar to the project shall be those described as follows. So any birth, buildings, retrofitting, high-rise, retrofitting, high-rise 16 and above stories, fitting medium-rise, 6 to 15 stories. Siya. Ano. For the minimum experience of key personnel, so same lang gyapon. For project engineer, 5 years. Project manager, 5 years. Project engineer, 3 years. Materials engineer, 3 years. Foreman, 2 years. Construction and safety and health officer, 3 years. And for sa PE, iyang load, same lang gyapon, 10 contracts located in the same region. And the minimum major equipment requirements for this project is 1 bar cutter, 1 bar bender, 1 welding machine, 1 bagger mixer, concrete vibrator, backhoe, and 1 dump truck. For the bid security, should be in the form of a bid security declaration and choose at least 2 from any of the following. So number 1, amount not less than 59,400 if bid security is in cash. Number 2, not less than 59,400 if bid security is in cashier's check. Not less than 59,400 if bid security is in manager's check. Amount not less than number 4, amount not less than 148,500 if bid security is in bank draft. Number 5, not less than 148,500 if bid security is in guarantee. And number 6, amount not less than 148,500 if a revocable letter of credit. And number 7, amount not less than 148,500 if surety bond. So 128 calendar days, valid for 100 calendar days from the date set for bid opening. So the date and time of bid opening is December 4, 2025 at 10:30 a.m. And also the deadline for submission of bids is on December 4, 2025 at 10:15 a.m. Then for online, so same format lang gyapon as per DO 87, Series of 2020. Sa mo na yung email address, electronic bids _ Dinagat Island at dpws.gov.ph. So, discuss na. Okay, for BOQ for this project, for project rehabilitation of multipurpose building Barangay Hall, Barangay Mabini, Tubao, Dinagat Island. So we have the bill of quantities here. For part A, facilities for the engineer. Provision of field office for the engineer rental basis, good for 4 months. Provision of furnitures and fixtures, equipment and appliances for the field office. For the engineer, we have 1 lump sum. Part B, other general requirements. Project billboard or signboard, 1 each. Occupational safety and health, 1 lump sum. Mobilization and demobilization, 1 lump sum. Earthworks, we have structure excavation, common soil, 4.44 cubic meter. Gravel fill, 0.11 cubic meter. Part D, reinforced concrete. We have structural concrete, 3,000 PSI class A, to 28 days, 0.53 cubic meter. Reinforcing steel, deformed, grade 40, 40.99 kilograms. Formworks and false works, 3.04 square meter. For finishing and other civil works, We have sewer line works, 1 lump sum. Ceiling, 4.5 mm metal frame, fiber cement board, 142.3 square meter. Finishing hardware, 1 lump sum. Aluminum frame glass door, 19.92 square meter for sliding type. And for swing type, we have 1.89 square meter. Aluminum glass windows, sliding type, 24.96 square meter. For owning type, 2.28 square meter. For aluminum glass windows, fixed type, 7.7 square meter. Frames, 7 sets. Doors flush, 11.55 square meter. Doors wood panel, 3.78 square meter. Glaze tiles and trims, 102.36 square meter. Unglazed tiles, 12 square meter. Cement plaster finish, 7.4 square meter. Painting works for masonry and concrete, 893.56 square meter. For wood, 21.3 square meter. For steel, we have 36.23 square meter. CHB non-load bearing, 100 mm, including reinforcing steel and 11.02 square meter. Structural steel, 1 lump sum. Railing, 35.74 meters. So for electrical works, we have conduits, boxes and fittings, 1 lump sum. Wires and wiring devices, 1 lump sum. Panel board with main and branch breakers, 1 lump sum. Solar panel with inverter, battery and other devices, 1 lump sum. Lighting fixtures, 1 lump sum. Public address system, 1 lump sum. And for mechanical, we have air conditioning, package, split type, 1 lump sum. So, rehabilitation na siya, repair lang na siya. Actually. So, muna siya ako. So, mura ni ang wala kay siya yung damage. So, katurang mura to yung scope of work. So, na sila yung mga public address system, mga request nila na mga kuhan. So, muna yung ang madami siyang rehabilitation. Wala. Palo. Ay. Nag-lag siguro yung filter
I-auto connect yun.
sa
Windows na
yun
wireless, type wireless.
nag-lag.
Without being locked down.
Bakit dyan? Pag-close ko na ito, dagan yun ako pin.
Ang Zoom day not responding. Sarap ni.
Nag-lag kalita yun sa isla.
Gawas na. May gawas na.
Flash. Na.
So, this is sharing. So,
This.
request. Lagi dito.
Ano na lang ako?
Yun, wala sa TV dyan. Kalitra siya ko, from TV. Kaya siya kamera.
Trains allegedly spotted each other from several hundred meters away.
Dili siya diba? Ay, mo direct.
Terus mariling mo. Ito na akong bahak.
Saan tayo yung nasa sani?
15 something. Okay.
Ito na.
Okay, panday ko.
Saan?
Ikili. Kampa po na ako dito, sir. Okay. So, tato. Okay, for the lump sum pay item, so here's the breakdown. For the provision of furnitures and fixtures, equipment and appliances. For the field office for the engineer, we have 1 unit, 1 unit laptop computer for applications use, and 10 ream bond paper A4. Then for finishing hardware, we have black set, heavy duty, 7 sets, hinges, 28 sets, session table, good lumber, 1 set, swivel chair, 10 sets, office tables and chairs, 6 sets, stainless steel barangay hall, nalitere, 1 set, stainless project marker, so 1 set, and mesh office chair, metal frame, 4 sets. For the item 107, the public address system, we have 50 inches TV, 1 unit. So, ang iyang description or kanis 4K Android TV, ACOS, original processor, flexible in Wi-Fi connection. Then we have desktop computer Core i7 for administrative use, compatible with UPS CPU, complete with UPS CPU, monitor and accessories, 1 set. Then printer, all-in-one, ink tank, 1 set, and printer ink, 2 sets each color. So that will be all for project 26 in E0015. And now let's proceed to the next for fourth project. Responding food, ma'am. Close na nga ako ni iba. Pag ma-close. Not responding to researcher. Sa laptop mo din eh.
Ayun ka.
Dili mo.
Dili na.
Dili na.
Ano?
Cambridge na.
Nangungulong yan eh. Naroon ba yan eh?
Pang-close na lang sir ang mga kuhan. Kaya na-open sa Word.
Dito. Paha. Ako.
Ay, pang-open.
I-open sa lang. Dugay man nakasugod. Kaya yun. Duwan na lang man. Dali na lang ni ma'am kay. Hindi okay na lang ma'am. Steam.
Pagkong di state sa kanong inspection power ng ano.
Merong ship pero sa natin. Tapusan na yun.
Ito. Okay. Asa man to. Okay na sir.
Okay.
Nakaunang mic. Okay. Okay. To continue, we have the project title for the procuring entity, DPWH Dinagat Islands District Engineering Office. The project title is Widening of Permanent Bridges, Luna Bridge, B0092DG, along Dinagat Loreto Road, with identification number of contract is 26NE0016. So funding source, the GOP through the source of funding as indicated below for FY 2026 in the amount of 17,861,000. The source of funding is in GA, the National Expenditure Program. So contracts similar to the project shall be those described as follows. So BRTC DP bridges, retrofitting concrete superstructure with driven piles. Like this one. Look. Surrender of the laptop.
Tapos,
Kuya, sa laptop, no? Tanggal mo din ako USB diretso, okay? Pasara na ako. Isulot ko. Maura din siya na file, no? Ito ba siya?
kanina din.
Ito na ako. Pero ko din na siya maklog, sir. Napakikual na. Man ko. Na file din. Balik na ko din. Mahal din. Siya maklog. Yes, ma'am. December 4.
Video. Ako naong ra. Oh, video. Ay, dapat dito sila mahigo. Sharing. Okay. Okay. For the project, widening of permanent bridges, Luna Bridge, bridge ID B0092DG along Dinagat Loreto Road. Funding source is FY 2026 in the amount of 17,861,000. The source of funding is NGA, the National Expenditure Program. So contracts similar to the project shall be those described as follows. So isa ra man gid ang naadiri, which is the BRTC DP for bridges, retrofitting, concrete superstructure with ribbon pass. So the minimum work experience requirements for the key personnel are the following. For the project manager, we have 5 years, at least 5 years. For the project engineer, at least 3 years. For materials engineer, at least 3 years. Foreman, 2 years. And for health officer, 3 years. For classification, for PE, we have 10 contracts. So same lang, Gabon. Yeah, 10 contracts located in the same region with aggregate cost not more than 1.5 billion. Then for PE1, 10 contracts, not more than 150 each project, and aggregate cost not more than 1 billion. For the professional project engineer, 10 contracts, same region, not more than 100 million per project, but with an aggregate cost not more than 500 million. For the major equipment requirements, we have dump truck, all models, 4 units, backhoe, 2 units, transit mixer, all models, 3 units, bar cutter, single phase, 1 unit, bar bender, 3 phase, 1 unit, concrete vibrator, 1 unit, bulldozer, 1 unit, payloader, 1 unit, generator set, 1 unit, then cargo truck, 1 unit, air compressor, 1 unit, portable breaker, 1 unit, road grader motorized, 1 unit, vibratory roller, single smooth drum, 1 unit, water truck, 1 unit, concrete screeder, 1 unit, roller crane, 2 units, pile hammer without crane, 1 unit, drop hammer, 1 unit, oxygen or acetylene cutting feet, 1 unit, and welding machine, 1 unit. So the ABC is 17,503,780. Any bid with a financial component exceeding this amount shall not be accepted. So bids will be valid for 120 days from bid opening. And also the bid prices shall be quoted in the Philippine peso. Kalimat ko ganin. So the bid security shall be in the form of a bid securing declaration and choose at least 2 from any of the following. So the first one is amount not less than 350,075.6 pesos if bid security is in cash. Number 2, not less than 350,075 pesos point 6 if bid security is in cashier's check. Number 3, amount not less than 350,075.6 pesos if bid security is in manager's check. Number 4, not less than 875,189 pesos if bid security is in backdraft. Number 5, not less than 875,189 if bid security is in guarantee. Number 6, not less than 875,189 if bid security is in backdraft. Number 7, not less than 875,189 if bid security is in backdraft. Number 8, not less than 875,189 if bid security is in backdraft. Number 8, not less than 875,189 if bid security is in guarantee. And number 6, not less than 875,189 if a revocable letter of credit. Then number 7, not less than 875,189 pesos if surety bond. So the bid security shall be valid until 120 calendar days from the date set for bid opening. So the address for submission of bids is in Procurement Unit, DPWH Dinagat Islands, District Engineering Office, Barangay 40, San Jose, Dinagat Islands. The deadline for submission of bids is on December 4, 2025 at 10:15 p.m. The date and time of bid opening is on December 4, 2025 at 10:30 a.m. So the place of bid opening is Procurement Unit, DPWH Dinagat Islands, District Engineering Office. So Barangay 40, Dinagat Islands. And for bids to be submitted electronically or online, so the procedures should be observed following DO 87 2024. So ano to siya? So prior to deadline, submission of bids, the prospective bidders shall send an email with subject, so maning format official receive for contract ID, send to electronic bids underscore Dinagat Island at dpwh.com.ph. Together with the um one official receipt in PDF format. To what now? Okay, naman. Or that's quantity. For bill of quantities for this project, we have Part A, facilities for the engineer, provision of field office for the engineer's rental basis, 7 months, provision of furnitures, fixtures, equipment, and appliances for the field office for the engineer, 1 lump sum, provision of motorcycle for the engineer, 2 units, provision of progress photographs, good for 7 months. Then part B, the other general requirements, we have bridge survey and staking, 1 lump sum, project billboard or signboard, 1 each, occupational safety and health program, 1 lump sum, traffic management, 1 lump sum, mobilization or demobilization, 1 lump sum, removal and relocation of utilities, 1 lump sum, and we have geotechnical exploration, 60 linear meter. Then requirements and standards for services of person with disability or PWD and aged persons. This is railings, no? 1 lump sum. The part C, we have for earthworks, removal of the structures and obstruction, 1 lump sum. Structure excavation, common soil, 170.4 cubic meter. Foundation fill, 2.49 cubic meter. Embankment from roadway and structure excavation, common soil, 136.32 cubic meter. For part E, surface course, PCCP, reinforced, 300 mm thick, 14 days, 36.08 square meter. Part F, bridge construction. We have steel H-piles furnished, 305 mm by 305 mm, 110 kilogram per meter, 180 meters. Steel H-piles driven, 177.6 meters. Splice can 12 each. Concrete railing, standard. So, katong gainan na railing para to sa sa PWDs. So, person with disabilities. Then, money, kanto siya, special siya na railing. Kita na to sa plano later. And kini na railing katong standard niya sa side. 14.96 meters. So, money ang length sa kulang. Reinforcing steel, grade 40, 2,631.86 kilograms. Reinforcing steel, grade 60, 18,684.08 kilograms. Structural concrete, 27.58 megapascals, class A, 28 days, 167.09 cubic meter. Lean concrete, class B, 16.5 megapascal, 1.4 cubic meter. Paint, 140.3 square meter. Pre-molded expansion joint filler with sealant, 12 mm, 10.02 cubic meter. Expansion joint, 50 mm gap, 15.8 linear meter. Elastomeric bridge bearings, 6 each. So, for part G, we have drainage and slope protection structures. Stone masonry, 3.95 cubic meter. Gabions, 1 meter by 1 meter by 2 meters. Metallic coated, 31.2 cubic meter. Drain pipe, galvanized, 2 linear meters. Part H, for miscellaneous structures, we have pavement markings, reflectorized thermoplastic white, 5.93 square meter. Pavement markings, reflectorized thermoplastic yellow, 7.9 square meter. And for the tapered solar LED roadway lighting, 8 meters height, 60 watts to 100 watts, 6 each. So for walang pagkita ba nakakuan? So much so one lane lang to dang kini lang na lane widen. So mo ni siya ang railing na pasabot diri na side diri for PWD para pag saka sa rampa ang wheelchair di na sila di sila mahulog diri. Kaya kailangan may putay railing na standard diri ah. Diri may railings po diri stainless ni siya. So next project, last one. So for the construction of new bridges, Kudkuran Bridge, parallel bridge along Dinagat Lorito Road with contract ID 26NE0017. Funding source, the GOP through the source of funding is indicated below FY 2026 in the amount of 45,139,000. Okay, for contract similar to the project shall be those described as follows. So, bridge construction, concrete superstructure with driven piles, with cast in place piles, without piles, retrofitting, so on. And for the minimum work experience of key personnel, for project manager, minimum of 5 years, project engineer, minimum of 3 years, materials engineer, minimum of 3 years, foreman, 2 years, health officer, 3 years. Or sa PE, the same ang gapon, same region.
44, 45.
Ang kwanto sir, appropriation pa to siya. Appropriation pa to siya. For the minimum major equipment requirements, so mani ang iyang minimum major equipment requirements, we have dump truck, 4 units, backhoe, 2 units, transit mixer, 3 units, bar cutter, single phase 1 unit, bar bender, 3 phase 1 unit, concrete vibrator, 1 unit, payloader, 1 unit, genset, 1 unit, cargo truck, 1 unit, air compressor, 1 unit, portable breaker, 1 unit, road grader motorized, 1 unit, vibratory roller, 1 unit, water truck, 1 unit, concrete screeder, 1 unit, roller crane, 2 units, oxygen or acetylene cutting feet, 1 unit, and welding machine, 1 unit. So the approved budget contract amount is 44,236,220 pesos. So money ang ABC na niya. Any bid with the financial component exceeding this amount shall not be accepted. The bids prices shall be quoted in Philippine peso. Bids will be valid for 120 days from bid opening. So the bid security shall be in the form of bid security declaration and choose at least 2 from any of the following. Amount of not less than 884,724.4 pesos if bid security is in cash. Not less than 884,724.4 pesos if bid securities in cashier's check. Amount of not less than 884,724.4 if bid securities in manager's check. Amount of not less than 2,211,811 pesos if bid securities in bank draft. Not less than amount of not less than 2,211,811 pesos if bid securities in guarantee. Number 6, amount of not less than 2,211,811 if irrevocable letter of credit. And number 7, amount not less than 2,211,811 pesos if surety ban. The bid security shall be valid until 128 calendar days from the date set for bid opening. Sama to. So the date and time of bid opening is in December 4, 2025 at 10:30 a.m. So the deadline is 10:15 a.m. And then for online submission, to send to electronic bids underscore Dinagat Island at dpwh.com.ph. Na si format follow. So let's proceed to quantity. Sa mga Okay. For the bill of quantities, for Part A, facilities for the engineer, construction of field office for the engineers, 1 lump sum, provision of progress, photographs, 7 months. Okay, 7 months para project, so pwedeng photographs. Then other general requirements, construction survey and staking, 0.03 kilometers, project billboard or signboard, 2 each, occupational safety and health program, 1 lump sum, traffic management, 1 lump sum, mobilization and demobilization, 1 lump sum. For earthworks, structure excavation, common soil, 146.53 cubic meter, embankment from barrow, common soil, 6,795.6 cubic meter. Ako dun siya kay tambakanan na rin doon. Sa base and base course, So aggregate sub-base course, 925.68 cubic meter. For surface course, PCCP reinforced 300 mm thick, 14 days, 148.3 square meter. Part F for bridge construction, we have metal railing, grade 36 steel, 133.16 meters. Reinforcing steel grade 40, 37,726.98 kilograms. For grade 60, we have 8,308.4 kilograms. Structural concrete, 27.8 megapascal class A, 28 days, 538.6 cubic meter. Pre-stressed structural concrete members, 30 meters, type 4B, I girder, 8 each. So paint, 153.67 square meter. Pre-molded expansion joint filler with sealant, 12 mm, 0.15 cubic meter. Elastomeric bridge bearings, 16 each. And part G for drainage and slope protection structures, we have stone masonry, 16.32 cubic meter. Gabions, 91.58 cubic meter. Drain pipe, galvanized, 12 linear meters. And for part H, the miscellaneous structures, meaning pavement markings, reflectorized thermoplastic, white color, 11.25 square meter. And for yellow color, we have 15 square meter. And then the tapered solar LED roadway lighting, 8 meters height, 60 watts to 100 watts, 12 each. So that's
Kulay cream wheel yes, sir.
ang wala na nagbutang og greenway. Lantarat sa plano sir kung kuan. Ha, sa equipment na crane do nga. Na existing sa una pa tong
Ang existing sir is steel bridge, steel assured sir kung top and with girder kaya program sa girder is for this month. So mag-look to ang crane ng girder. Ang pangutana diyan sa ang existing bridge nato sir steel ang ganin ang problema na kung
Conversation niya sa kabugsakan.
wait pa.
Pwede kami yan. Pero yung
dili na po may makakuan sir kung maagihan dito tong crane.
pagkakang ko na
Dili na dito.
kung sa o gularas yan.
Wagi ganin ang truck ng busungan.
Oh, magani ang purpose na nag-construct og bag-o parallel bridge kay i-abandon na tong steel. Ano to?
So, ano sa inyo? Sa ano?
Greenway.
Pag-plans mo mga girder ng
Lahungan man.
Kailangan mo kren ng daan.
Doon.
Ito ka.
Tapos di pa ito.
Okay lang. Train mang dua. Okay. Ananggihan na ng train.
Nangilalan na. Masay sa school. Siya ang sige. Mag-imagine na. Marami gusto mo magana.
Mag-atbang mo siguro ang crane na sa
Oo, ang mo rin sir, sa program is purchase ng girder. So, ang girder ni mo buutanan, for example, buutan na to ang girder sa Plus A. So, buutan ng Plus A. So, imo itabok para kibali ang girder ay narabihin. Kung saan paglabang kibali ng girder, pag-glance na ito ng girder, so, ilabang na rin natin sa steel o sa existing ko asa tanang crane. May ako magpapapag ng crane kay look doon, alsahon mo sila ng girder, lahungan, para pagputang sa doon existing sa na umana sa
Pero,
iskuan.
mostly yan.
Pero,
girder,
kasi
may na purchase. Pero actually, ato na sila nagkuhan.
Pwede lang ito kasi.
Oo, kasi place. Kay, wa man kasi ingon nga girder sa kuhan.
kung gikan pa sa Davao na girder sir.
So, sa kuhan na dire, ingon nga purchase, pero mostly sa mga construction nga kuhan, actual, Binhara sila nagbuhos.
Di sa Samsung diha sa area ma'am, sama sa diban. Kuha naman open mo kay down limit. Kung magka-invest ka ma'am, kumikita sa kapos mo, may atis kapos lang sa program. Diba? Kung magka-invest ka, dapat doon siya sa program ng scaffold. Kailangan makapag ma'am sa 16 ko ba ng ang kuman ba ang gawin 16 release kami kabo ko man ang suba
Ang bagong nakuha niya.
may posible mag-precast ka mag-precast sa on-site kaya
On-site ba?
Oh,
Pero hindi man mo palit sa gawas.
ang regapon kay bali ma'am sige lang mga mag-precast kami sa on-site
Oo.
magbutang kami sa approach A or approach B kung
Oo.
ano ko po is pag travel man ang builder nato para pag-launching o
Ma'am?
pag-launching ni Bali. Ang pag-launching ni Bali
Wala pa ma'am, wala pa yung road.
Pwede ba din maka-abi sa kuwan? Pilihan lang sa ato pa.
Existing.
Existing.
ang mga ganun mga sa kumpisto na mo ma'am kay muagi yan ng truck umikas pa bukat tulad na sa Biging na nuwalog na rin. Hindi ko pa hindi pinadali. Ang hospital babas, bago makadamis kami ng
Di mo pa ka lagi din skilid? Kay murag ko.
Sa ubos sa sir, ubos sa ubos.
Babas man, sir.
Pa ganit.
O mo ganas mamuhay ng kailangan rin.
Mayroon pa pa. Mugaw rin.
Ay, di ko may lubong kaya mo ba ako? Di ka kaway, di ko makalisa. Lulubong nga naman.
Now,
What? Wala doon yung Greenway. Kung wala nung kuha na ni, Greenway, makuha dyan din ko andre.
di ako ilupat pa.
Maigol yaman ma'am, pero ang iya kuan ang kining transition na kuan, ma-minus na siya dire kay butangan gi-programan man ni.
Pwede na pag ka ng pigment markings, plastic
Oo,
white.
pwede na wala.
Kining tempered solar.
Pilay maabtan.
Streamway. Wala tayo kasi na mga sa precast pero sigon sa akong experience nga magkuhan sa kuan waya gadsuin na precast ito mostly na haragad siya na precast sa program pero mostly na haragad sa
Kung kaya ko sa amin, lang sa mga sila. Pero sa mainland.
mga ikaw ba magaling na pero actually ang price kasi ni anak kuan so dako ang price kinahay dito kaysa kuan pero after kasi medyo di na ranon so okay ra gyapon na kuan kita kuan magaling mi sa Greenway na may item tulo ka mo pwede man ni makuha dili na mga gadget ka ng tulan
Dili ko nagtatry. Man gawin ko rin.
kuman dito to kaya dako na budget niya
Kaya, Islam ba?
Wala. Kini na PCCB, kini reinforce kini ra.
pero ang mga gadget na butangan di na pwede makuha kay kuan rocks slab di pwede na kuha
Kini sa kuan embankment baro, pwede ni siya tanggalon sa wala sa dili sa nato kunan kay wala pa magyapi PCCB.
dili
Iya pa
gyapon
magyan.
na magihan
Iya magyan.
so
Next funding na po.
kuan ra kan total i-VO naman na nila sa kuan i-VO naman sa PE about me aning kuan pilang na mga pagod Basin mo sa pwede nang magihan sa plates sa mo ingon naman na
Problema man kay pag kuan pag bit sa
sa agidang ko
Hotel na bro.
oo tapos muna pa mo agis siya
Ibubuhay.
Nakray man mo.
ang isang amount sa tuwan thermoplastic. No million. Ang mga 600,000. Di 500. Tanan. Ang dili ka na sa ibang 40. 740 plus 750. 760. Ang kanang sa miscellaneous structures, payment, ilas kamirig o say, comfort solar.
Kini.
Pwede naman kayo mahimong Greenway.
Oh, pwede mo nag-raise na lang mo mga kainin sa
Oo, so project
Oo.
sila gani. Sa akin ang pwede kuhan. Pumangga po ng project pero pwede gapon kaya dyan na may 750, 760. Imo Greenway.
Dugang sa buwan, sa itong timbang mo. Pagbalon.
Dili po, pwede kay kuhaan ni mo department kaya Greenway pwede naman lang 750 gamay rabat.
Siguro na makita pa ng issue.
So sa pag-implement na do ilara na ko ano pero dili pwede ko lang ang magnet kay yan manungan mo na. Kung kuha ka siguro kasi kung lora ka hindi ko para sa
Pwede rin.
Pwede din na ito sa advice.
Revise, ma'am.
Pwede din kung pwede mo
Tapos man, ma'am.
Pwede. So, pwede
Pwede din yung susunod. Wala na yun. Sige. Sige, ma'am. Para po makita daan ba kung sa adjustment.
Justify, ma-justify niyo na. Hindi bagay ang training. Sa
Sige.
hindi na sa
Okay. Noted, ma'am.
para wala tayong problema ng implementation. Ibig-balikin mo.
Napapag-pay time. May December 4 pa man yun, no? 7 days before.
Justify na need you have.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Supplementation.
Supplement lang.
Para sa implementation din.
tapos kung siguro medyo kanang sa to sa kuan nga aliton. Just in place ka.
Oo, ma'am.
Para barato-barato.
Mm.
Eh, ang imo din na sa to.
This na.
Kuan, ma'am.
Properly po.
Dili ka na. Hindi palit man ang imo. Ang
Kini.
imo ko mo
Research.
to. Oo, purchase man ang imo. Cast in place ra nga para barato. Para dili ka na sa mga kuan. Kinahanglan cast in place ra na kay kuan mao na actual kay mahal magud ng
Siya,
purchase.
pakikuan sa bridge.
Mahal
Sa
ang
bridge lang.
purchase. So
Hindi. Cut, Sir Jeff.
trade in place. So, mabarato. So, dili tagdo ang kuwan. Kung makuha mo ganito price na itong kuwan. Kamay na, kinira nga sa ba, ay makuha pigment things ng kuwan. Mora nga kuha ko. Kuha nga siya matas yun. Okay,
I-refer lang ako, ma'am.
Kaya ang cast and place pa lang ito para kayo sa purchase.
So, oh,
House and place.
so that would be all
So yung
for this COVID conference.
leaders.
Okay na.
So ang bottom is may good flow certification. Kasi construction. So any comments from the block members, Silvergy?
Reminders, parang students, B11,
Oh,
17,
Secretariat at itong
I can.
checklist. It's a checklist.
site inspection,
Sa inspection, including na siya sa checklist ni Tayo. Lagyan mo na sa checklist.
is over.
So that na?
I move to close.
Ikaw mo.
I move to close.
Kasi ka at we interested in you that the conference is adjourned. So the public conference, we should adjourn. Thank you for